people got exposed to a different type of training that wasn't just machines, or like, people were in just big rooms with pull-up bars and like there's some sleds and med balls and barbells on the walls. Like it's you have access to equipment that was kind of like the niche whatever equipment that if it was in your gym, it was like put in the corner and it was like a pain in the ass, and there was like one hardcore guy that like dragged it out every like Saturday or something. So it, like, I think it did open the door for a lot of other realms of fitness to flourish. That combined with like the rise of fitness on social media, I think that kind of gave it the popularity, or like the, it's even in that there was like niches built in followings for the niches of fitness that didn't have exposure before. So that's why I think like CrossFit as a business became so successful and will be very successful. Now, how they make their money for the most part is educating coaches through their system and affiliate gyms that pay them a price every year to use their name CrossFit. And I think from what I understand is that HYROX is doing a similar model. I don't know their like education coaching system, but I think there are like affiliate gyms for HYROX. But I see that as like a more of an afterthought or like an add-on than like an actual main draw. Like I can see a CrossFit gym affiliating with HYROX to get like, that sort of their name out there, get listed on the HYROX website or whatever that entails. But I don't see like standalone HYROX gyms surviving for a long period of time with that being their main draw, their main offering. And I think like, yeah, there's still going to be offshoots of fitness that will gain credibility through HYROX, but that's going to be very limited to like endurance training. Like people now, like they do this 8K, they're like, all right, I want to do a 10K, I want to do a half marathon, I want to do a marathon, or like I don't even know if there's like I don't see many people getting into like rowing or like ski erging or cross country skiing because of this. So I think it's like an offshoot niche of something that was the larger umbrella that was CrossFit. So I think it can only be smaller because of that.
Yeah, I think there's, you said earlier that CrossFit put asses in rowers and it put barbells in hands. It put cameras in gyms. That's
Yeah,
the real.
absolutely.
That's what I mean. People probably. I mean, unless you're paying attention, like there used to be these counter. I'm going to air quote like counter culture like memes that would go out. Like if you didn't post your workout today, did it really happen? And that
Yeah.
was a direct shot at CrossFit, right? Like that was 100. That was the shift. Like even bodybuilders owe a debt. I mean, gratitude may be a bit of a stretch, but a recognition, an honorable mention to CrossFit, because that was the first organized training place, gym environment that normalized having phones in gyms,
Mm-hmm.
like camera phones in gyms recording workouts. That was 100% CrossFit. Like now bodybuilders do it. Now everyone, sports performance people do it. But that was the first tipping point, was CrossFit took working out to the internet. Like that was the unique value prop. Now the thing with HYROX, like outside of having this like the pinnacle, athletes that they just don't have, right? Like it is really more like you said, like a color run or like an OCR. Like, and it almost feels as if they were, because I remember being, what was it? I think it was like Strong New York. I presented that in 2019, and they had like a HYROX race there. And I was like, "Oh, the fuck is this thing?" And we were like running around doing foot NASCAR inside this big, this big warehouse on the in Chelsea in New York. And I was like, okay, because it did seem like the gym thing was an afterthought. Like it seemed like it was just going to, like, Spartan Race is a standalone thing. There's no Spartan Race gyms. Color runs are just these events you sign up for, but there's no color run. Like people just throw paint at you that'd be totally untenable for the dry cleaning bill. But you're just like, okay, it seemed like they hit a critical mass, and we're like, we need to scale up. All right, let's do like a partner affiliate, because I know they affiliate with like larger commercial gyms. Like I know there's some places in Canada that are like pretty non-trivial scaled franchise gyms that they affiliate with. But I think the thing that I'm curious about in doing somewhat of a side-by-side comparison with CrossFit is I have to imagine that the Reebok contract was a massive catalyst for CrossFit.
Mm.
And like that to me, and again, it stems to the games, it stems to the spectacle, right? Like even now, CrossFit events, and it's been a handful of years since I've been to one because I have no reason to go unless you're going. But like, I remember going to Wadapalooza the year
Mhm.
you competed. It's like, dude, you think you're at fucking Woodstock, right?
Yeah.
Like the interest, the vendors, just the number of people like that attended the spectacle, right? Because
Mhm.
it became like, it'd be very plausible for people to go through Wadapalooza and not see a single person work out.
Right.
This is just a massive vendor park. There's like a concert going on. And it's like, does the HYROX competition draw the corporate interest like CrossFit did? Right. Because that's what feeds the entire machine. It's like, I don't know if they have an affiliated sponsor. I don't think so because it's not, I mean, I just haven't heard about it. HYROX sponsor. Um, because that to me was like, you've broken through, right?
Yeah.
Like you got, Reebok is not a nothing company. It's not like
Yeah.
Fubu sponsors HYROX or something like that. You'd be like, yeah, I'd be down for that. That'd be like the
Yeah.
most ghetto AK of all time. Lugs, the official
Yeah.
footwear of HYROX.
Oh shit.
Um, but so it's like without the spectacle, because the event is like, essentially to me, it sounds like it's one WOD. Like if
Yeah.
CrossFit was
Yeah.
this like grab bag of like, well, what's it gonna be? Oh, like this guy favors this. If it's Olympic weightlifting, he's gonna win. If it's more, strong, he's gonna win. Or like, oh, it's rigged. Like these games were made for this guy. Like everyone knows he's a runner, but it's like, like you know what you're gonna get. It's gonna be 8 kilometers, and it's gonna be 8 like whatever wall ball rower events or whatever. So it's like without the spectacle, do they draw corporate attention? And then without corporate attention, do they then like really steamroll into a critical mass like CrossFit did?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's just a little too niche to reach that broad. And it is at the same time, it is a bit more niche in terms of the competition aspect, but it is more broad in terms of the requirements to be good at it. And that's kind of why I said, like, I look at it differently from a business perspective than I do a coaching perspective, because I think HYROX is much more appropriate for much more people than CrossFit as a widely delivered product. So I do see there being more kind of corporate gym interest in it because, like, yo, have you ever been to like just a regular commercial gym with some asshole doing CrossFit? Like everyone hates that guy. That guy sucks. And I know because I've been that guy. But like it's a lot more like keep to yourself. Like, all right, whatever. This guy like runs on the treadmill, then he goes over to the pull-up bar, and then he goes back to the treadmill, or he goes and does like, I don't know, some lunges and then back to the treadmill. Like whatever it is, it's a lot more neat, it's a lot more clean, it's a lot more obtainable. So like my gripe with CrossFit is that it being focused around competition, this is kind of a question you asked earlier, is like having those idols at the top, is like people idolizing those but not having the same capabilities or the same understanding of um, like how to build these capacities, whether that's movement capacities, whether that's technical capacity, whether that's like endurance capacity, and not having a well-developed coaching system around that. It develops a culture around competition, and that I find being more harmful. Like I've seen more people dislocate their shoulder trying to snatch that shouldn't be snatching in a WOD than you'll ever see dislocate a shoulder in HYROX. So that's kind of like the trade-off in my mind, is that it's probably more beneficial for more people to do HYROX training than it is CrossFit training. So that's kind of an interesting twist to it. So I do see it surviving for a long period of time, but I don't see it being sensationalized in the same way.
So what I hear is CrossFit Fox is what I hear, and like Hyrox is sort of like, yeah, he's got a 401k and he
Yeah,
drives a Toyota Sienna. Like a Hyrox is or CrossSfit's a motorcycle.
yeah, yeah,
Get on, bitch.
yeah.
Like we're not
Let's
wearing a
fast
helmet
ride
here.
on.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean, I think a lot pivots around that idol thing, right? Like,
Yeah,
why does the NFL have longevity? I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, but I can tell you it's because big players come in, there's a spectacle component, they align with big brands have big advertising dollars, and they're the ones sponsoring the stadiums, they're the ones buying the $3 million ad spots on the Super Bowl. It's like you need to have those idols. There's a reason that the Tatums or the Mahomes make what they make. It's because they make someone else way more money. That's why.
Yeah,
Patty's on whatever 500, Tatum's on 63 a year, because the guy who writes Tatum's checks, he's got another couple of zeros behind his. This is on 63 million, 630 million, 6.3 billion. Right? You see the Lakers sold the other day. That's 10 billion, right? And that's 10 billion because it's funny. Shaq, DJ Big Diesel got on the ones and twos and was like, "Where's my check?" Fuck
yeah,
that! Fuck that franchise would have the value it had if it wasn't for like me and Kobe. And
yeah,
it's like he's got a point, but it's like that's the price of doing business. You made yours; they just made a little bit more. A lot. I mean, Shaq's doing well, but so it is interesting. Like I wonder because when we look at it, the lower barrier of entry, the repeatability of the skill and effort that you need, the consistency of what you're showing up for on paper, in theory, makes it more accessible.
hmm
But without that edge, without that SWAT team unit fraction of people who are just doing more than the average beat cop, it really stifles the ceiling, because it can't possibly have, like I can't see now. And and maybe I'll offer this. In a world where CrossFit didn't exist and HYROX had this type of momentum, I think you're looking at a very different opportunity at a corporate level. But I think anyone who's in the corporate space who's looking to shill ad dollars towards something like this is going like, no, we've seen this before. This is worth less because CrossFit had already paved this path, right? I think HYROX, if HYROX had come first, I think you'd see a lot more. Like if this was the first novel group exercise competition based hybrid thing, I think you'd see someone getting behind it in a meaningful way. But I think because CrossFit's already done it and HYROX doesn't fuck, they're just like, nah. Like, they'll sponsor a booth or something there, but they're not. No one's being title sponsor like Reebok, because I would imagine, just from what I've seen, that that was an amazing call by Reebok. Like I know the games cost like 25 sticks a year, but they were making that bitch back.
oh
Right?
yeah,
Every single CrossFit shirt, the shoes, like CrossFit in a way put Reebok back on the map.
oh yeah, for sure. It made a company who was losing relevancy relevant, even if it was to a specific niche. But like the only Reeboks I've ever bought since like Reebok Classics in middle school were like the Reebok, what are they? The Nanos. They're CrossFit shoes, and
Mhm.
like that's recurring revenue because like people are gonna keep buying those. There's new colorways. Like you want to have the latest shit. Like absolutely, dude. Yeah. So I don't know. I definitely agree with that perspective. I think like the biggest business takeaway from both of these is that the best retention model for fitness is community, right? If you can get someone
Yeah.
to build community around your fitness modality, and that even goes down to like boutique gyms or one-off gyms. It's like if you can build community around this and get people like excited about one singular cause, then that's going to be the biggest thing that's going to drive your business forward